February 22nd, 2022. This is the RST Best Practice training. We have to put a disclaimer out that this is for entertainment purposes only. This is not stock advice. And all rights are reserved here. And we're just here to learn from each other. Right, stocks only?
That is right. Never buy anything we tell you to buy. Never sell anything we tell you to sell.
Yes. And never take any medical advice from us.
We're not doctors.
Okay, so thanks guys for joining and tuning in. So let's go ahead and start with our first motivational video.
Let me know if you can't hear it.
You know, I don't think people will believe it, but I think it's self-taught. I don't think confidence is something that you are born with. I don't think confidence is, it's a skill set. And I had no confidence growing up. As a child, I was I had very low self-esteem. I was gawky as a teenager. I lived in America. I was made to feel conscious about the fact that I was Indian. That was weird at that time. And not by everyone, but just by like a few bullies in school that hated me. And high school's hard for everyone. But so I was in a very weird sort of teenage place. And when Miss India happened, I'm inherently competitive. I think the fact that I was competitive pushed me to teach myself to be confident. Initially, I faked it till I made it. I was just like, I'm not going to let anyone see that I'm scared, or I'm not going to let anyone see that I'm affected. And over time, I realized, like, as a woman, as a girl in this world, if I allow myself to be hurt, or if I allow myself to be affected, that's all I'm going to be. And I'm not, trying to say that it's an issue that just women have. It's not easy to be a woman in show business, and especially a woman who's opinionated, especially someone who I'm sort of like, and I wasn't like that from the beginning. I sort of learned. So confidence is something I taught myself over the years. I started becoming okay with who I am. I became the best version of me. And then I sort of said, I'm okay, I'm all right. Even if someone else thinks this, I'm okay. And everyone can do that. People just don't realize it. I was always creative in school, but I didn't know what to do with it. I used to write, I did plays, I would do school, but my aspiration was never to be creative. And now that I found this vocation, I'm producing, I write columns, my creativity comes out in whatever way it can. And I think somehow something guides you. What that is, I don't know. I don't have a name for it. I don't think it's a religion. I don't know if it's God. I don't know what it is. But I think something is bigger than us. And I believe in that. Well, when I became Miss India, I sort of was on strange ground myself, because I was in college, I was studying, and now I'm suddenly Miss World, and I was traveling all over the world, being an ambassador, and suddenly movie offers started coming to me from India, because I think producers thought that it would make business sense to, have Miss World in a movie, and I guess it did. Because in my second films, like I won a lot of awards. I didn't think I could act. I just went in there with the idea of, okay, I can learn a new skill set. I may not know what acting is about, but I can learn. So that's how I taught myself. I've never been to film school. My career has been my film school. I've fallen down, I've dusted myself off. I've been okay to fail. I don't like failure. I'll never let the same failure happen to me again, because I learned from it. I like knowledge. I like learning from the people around me. And I don't think anyone reaches a point, no matter how successful you are in life, where you can't learn something new. And I think that sort of got me to where I am. And that's been a big part of my work ethic. I remember when no one wanted to ask me a thing. And I get that. I remember when, and I still am, like sometimes there's so many fights that I do, but I remember when nobody wanted my opinion. Or I remember when I had to work on, when I was just the side chick to the guy, and I had to work and do small but important, significant parts to prove that I can and I will, and then triumph. So No one can be that. You can't be like, oh, destiny's going to knock on my door one day. No, it won't. You have to be able to recognize opportunities. Because there'll be a lot of them that come into your life. And once you recognize an opportunity, you have to seize the day and work bloody hard, because there'll be 25 other people who want to do it. I was told that I won it because of confidence. Because I asked later, there were so many more beautiful women than me. But of course, I was curious. I was like, what was it? And they were like, just you. When you speak, you're just eloquent and confident. And and I was 18 and I realized how important it was. I mean, I was Miss World at 18 just because I was confident. So it made me understand that confidence truly is the key to getting ahead in life. If you believe in yourself, the world will believe in you. Because perception is reality.
I like that one.
That one's hot. Okay, she's like one of my idols. I love Priyanka Chopra. I think we're like around the same. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, she's like around the same age as me, so I kind of like grew up with her. I remember when she became Mrs. World, it was like huge, and like Indian woman, and she was really pretty, and I followed all her stuff, and just to see her growth is just pretty amazing. So I picked this video because I think in trading we always sometimes we're not confident in our trades, or we might not be confident in our DD, or we might listen to the naysayers and stuff, and it might affect us. Sometimes we might not feel like jumping into a trade because we're just not sure. We're probably scared. I mean, anytime you're dealing with money and your own hard-earned money, it's hard, right? Because investing is like putting your trust in a company, putting your trust in a CEO, putting your trust in whether, the charts, you know, and
Right.
sometimes we might not jump in, and then you're like, damn, I wish I jumped in, right? So I
Right.
think confidence is something that comes from within, like she said. She even said, when she was younger, she, that's something that she had, but then all of a sudden something just clicked in her brain, and it was just like, okay, I'm just gonna fake it till I make it, right? And I'm just going to go out here and show the world who I am. And or you don't have to show the world if you're a shy person. Maybe maybe you just confidence in yourself, show yourself, that you can do it. And I think sometimes, like, when things happen where we lose a lot of money or we're down a lot of money, we lose our confidence. So to build it back up, we just have to continue to do these types of trainings, study, learn, get better at our charting, maybe paper trade so you can build that confidence, and that's how you do it, right? Um so I loved what she said. I mean, she never thought she would be Miss World, let alone this big huge movie star, global star, you know? And that happens because she worked hard at it. She said, I had these little roles, but I wanted those little roles to make big huge impacts. She was like the side chick in the movie role or whatever, and she wanted to make sure that she stood out. So that's how we need to approach, whether it's trading, whether it's another ambition of yours, whatever it is, your career, you got to approach it that way, and you got to have really good confidence, because once you have confidence, it radiates and it spreads. And so your confidence is going to spread to me, and then my confidence is going to spread to Stocks Only. And then here we are, we're vibing and confident.
Yeah, let me have some confidence. I just realized I had the wrong microphone on. This one probably sounds a lot better than whatever other one it was picking up.
Yep. I can hear you.
Yeah, I'll take your confidence. Let me have some confidence.
Oh, you're going to, okay. I'll give you my confidence. But then you also have to prove yourself, right? You have to prove yourself to people, and, that because no one's really going to believe you. It kind of takes me back to my real estate career when I first started. No one took me seriously as a realtor. I had to prove myself, when I'm selling someone their biggest investment of their life, or, they're giving me their biggest investment of their life to put on the market. I have to show them like my previous stuff, right? I have to show them my previous records. And if I'm just starting out, how am I going to do that? I'm going to have to show it to them like, look, I'm hustling out here. I'm going to do all these open houses this weekend. I'm going to get all these buyers, and I'm going to show you how I get it done for them. I'm going to have them write reviews about me so you guys can see that I'm a go-to realtor. I can get the job done. So that's, you have to build your business, and in the same aspect, you have to build your confidence. And I think people, when they give you when they say, oh wow, you're doing great, and they're complimenting you, that builds your confidence as well. So that's why I always believe in like cheering others on for their wins. That's really important to me, because it helps the other person, and you're going to get blessed 10 times more. So I just love Priyanka Chopra. I think she's awesome.
Yeah, I've never heard of her until now, but I like her too.
You never heard of Priyanka Chopra?
No.
Oh, wow. Yeah. I forgot what show she was on. She was on the NFL thing for a while, and then she did a couple of American shows.
She was in whatever movie, like in that video, it showed her in a movie with The Rock. I'm sure I've seen, like, I'm sure I've seen her in things, but
Yeah. She's like a global star. She's really big in Bollywood.
she was Miss World.
Yep. At 18 years old. Okay, so how's everyone doing?
I'm all right. I need some fucking confidence.
It's rough, man, with the war and everything that's going on.
I'm pulling up some charts.
Scary.
I bought into ANGH with you earlier.
Oh, okay, good. That's an easy one. It's a low float.
I mean, look at it.
Arabic guy told me about this stock about 2 weeks ago, and I put it in the chat and I pinned it. Like I put it in the main chat and pinned it, and I had Alpha do some research on it. And I was like, "Can you DD this stock?" And then I totally forgot about it. Until that day that it started running, and it was like $17, and then it went to like what, 30?
Yeah,
I think
33.
yeah, $33. Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's
Yeah.
it's like a production company or something in the Middle East. Or maybe a TV channel like Fubu. I don't know. It's one of those types of things. It's an entertainment type of stock. So it did really well. I think it's a SPAC.
Shares
Yeah,
plunge Tuesday afternoon. Trading volume rises.
yeah.
Everything plunged Tuesday afternoon. Look, you guys know my the bane of my existence, SBET, right? Every time I look at it, every time I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna sell it. It's I don't, because I keep looking at this chart, and then like, I mean, just that's it. This is all the way. Oops, this is all the way since what is this? Since 2015. Every time it hits $1.50 in that range, except for right here when it dipped under to a low of 90 cents in 2017, it shoots up every time. Every single time it gets to that range, and look where it's sitting. I've been holding this stock for too long, and I would like a portion of my money back. At the very look at it. Look where it's at.
So
it's time to go. If I sell it right now and it goes tomorrow, I'm gonna be pissed off. You know what I mean?
Did it do anything for the Super Bowl?
No. I mean, it had it had its like green day, but it didn't. It's been in this box since January. And this is that bottom box that it always hits. This is the one exception in 2017 for most of the year. It stayed under it. But it's been When it's green, I want to sell it. I'm just afraid that when I sell it, it's gonna go to fucking $4, and I'm gonna be mad about it. If I sell it, I have to not look at it or buy it when it's strong. I have to make money off that stock. Even if I sell it tomorrow, I need to make money off it to feel better about it. And I can because I've been watching it for so long. I know that fucking stock. I hate it. But I can make money on it.
Yeah.
I bought some XELA too, because why not? Some more. 70 cents ish.
XCLA has it's coming. I would say March. Actually, I'm not gonna say anything because I don't know what the market's gonna do tomorrow.
I have
I don't
no
know.
clue.
It has been so volatile. Even the news is volatile. Like I was literally on Twitter on Monday all day. And I was just like, what is happening? It was like all these like stories after stories, and it was all conflicting each other, and it was like,
Yeah.
we're bearish 1 minute, the 10 minutes later it's bullish, and then it's like
Story was there's no war, and then 2 minutes later it's the troops are moving into the Ukraine. I'm like, what's happening? What the fuck is going on right now? Is there a war? Is the market bullish? What's going on?
It was just like the most craziest thing, and I think Putin knows like Biden's so weak and he doesn't care, and he's just like doing whatever he wants to do, and just he's about to take over Ukraine, guys.
He's like, gonna be laughing. He's gotta be laughing.
Right. He's got to be laughing, and he doesn't care. Like, he's a billionaire, and he's just like, his country's like falling apart. Their birth rates are really low. Their economy sucks. He's like, I'm just gonna take over. Shit, fuck it.
69 is always a key level for anything.
So I saw a thing that said Ukraine produces like 90% of the world's like halon gas or something like that. It's like used in like computer chips or something. I had no clue of that till like today.
Shortages of ships and stuff.
Yeah.
This is like, did you see one of those tweets? They were saying like it's the most scariest time of our like times or something.
Yeah, but don't they say that every time it's scary?
No, I've never seen that one before.
I think it's just the unknown. You know, it's anything could really happen.
I mean, I was stationed in South Korea when I was in the army, and we have to learn deeply about North and the whole Kim Jong bloodline while we're there, because that's who we're like fighting against. And we saw videos of kids in school, and they're like singing songs in music class, and the subtitles for the songs are "Kill all Americans, burn them to death," all kinds of crazy shit. These people they've been on this planet for a long fucking time. It's been crazy. It's been a terrible time to be alive for a long time, but it's a wonderful time to be alive. There's psychopaths and fucking leaders who aren't leaders with big bombs, and we're just sitting here trading stocks. You know what I mean? What are we gonna do? What are we supposed to do about it?
Wild.
It's crazy. I'm like, these are kids. Burn all Americans. I'm like, are you kidding me? That's what the kids are saying in school? It's crazy.
They said it's the most dangerous. Hold on, let me find this tweet. It's the most dangerous security moment of this generation. When I saw that, I was like, huh, what does this mean?
There's a lot of security breach moments from this generation.
So I'm more interested in what China's going to do watching all this. I mean,
very quiet.
Yeah. Well, they can't really say anything about, the independent states thing because Taiwan, so they can't really agree with Russia.
It's just so much stuff. Like foreign affairs is just wild. And then I have like stupid Twitter people like, oh, why do we need to get involved? I'm like, do you enjoy your gas prices right now? Imagine what gas prices are going to be if they actually go to war.
Oh.
What are we looking at for? I mean, I know the market's a big pile of shit, but do we have any tickers in mind for the morning? Because I'm trying to make some money. I'm sick of not making money.
I'm just going day by day. Like, okay, so yesterday they were all talking about oil, like Yates and
I saw
Flo,
that.
and everyone was like, even what's his name, Laid Back is back on Twitter now,
Of course.
and they were all talking about oil, oil, oil. So I was like, okay, well, you know, we could trade the EFT, or I can just look for stuff. And then I was just like, on Twitter, I was on Twitter literally all day Monday, and I saw people talking about INDO, and they were talking about massive potential short squeeze. And I was like, oh, okay. So then I went, I started doing my DD on it and stuff. I was like, oh, it's an energy stock and they're in Indonesia. Okay, cool. So then, I pulled up the float and I was already in love. I was like, oh, yes. And then I saw the institutional buyers on it. And I was like, oh, yes. And then I was like, okay. So then I did all this DD on it, and I was looking for their financials. They're really good with financials. Their next financials is not due till April, and all this other stuff. And then I used bar charts to look at all the other things. And then I forgot to put the DD in the room, but then I remembered today in pre-market. I was like, oh wait. And I was really surprised that went through the roof today. That was a really good play.
Yeah, I was when I first sat down at the PC this morning, I looked at it, and then when the market opened, it dropped to 446, and I saw it. And my instincts, who we've been trying to learn to follow, said buy that right now. But I didn't know shit about it. All I knew was you called it out. I saw it, so my brain said don't buy it. You don't look at any. You haven't even seen it yet. You haven't looked at the chart, nothing. And then when I went back and looked at it, it was like 5:30, and I was like, motherfucker, listen to your instincts.
Yeah.
I should have bought it right then.
The confidence, right?
I
So,
should have bought it.
well, I knew it was going to flush. I knew in the morning that it was going to flush as soon as the market, everything flushed in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
But what happened was when I finally remembered and I put the ticker in, so if you look at the daily volume on that chart.
Hold on.
The average volume.
What was it? INDO?
INDO, yeah. So go to INDO. I think the daily volume is like 700K.
Wait. Oh, I'm on the 1 hour. It's like, what the fuck? Oh, it still says the daily. Well, the average volume. The average volume is 9.45 million. The average 10-day, and the volume today was 88 million.
Are you sure? Because let me hold on.
That's what it says on INDO.
Yeah, hold on. Let me log on to my E-Trade. The average 10-day volume on INDO is 786,000.
Trading View says average volume 9.45 mil. Today,
I don't think
okay,
that's
so
correct.
Yesterday 454.6K. The day before 288.6K. Let me see what you got.
I just put it in the main chat.
So let's see. Well, the volume matches. The volume for the day matches, but it's weird that your 10-day average is different than the 10-day I have pulled up here. Because this is just I don't know how to change this average actually on TradingView if possible, but that's what it's set to, 10-day average. Average volume 9.45 mil.
No, that's not right. So the average volume on this stock, the 10-day volume is like little less than 1 million, right? So when I alerted it, I saw it as something. I was like, okay, so it's already way past. It was reaching 1 million volume, and I was like, okay, so it's already past this 10-day average. So I saw the buildup on it coming in. I saw the volume coming in, and I was like, oh, it's gonna go. And then it did. In pre-market, it did. It went up, and then it fell right back down when the market opened. But I still held my shares, and then I knew you remember how Bentley does like the key levels?
Yeah.
So I put my key levels in, and I was like, okay, here, if it breaks 550, and I kept saying it, and I think Jen was like, okay, she was following along. I was like, if it breaks 550, it's going to halt. It's going to go through the roof. And that's exactly what happened. As soon as the flush happened, it went down to like 480 something in the morning. and then it shot right back up.
You see, I've been trading on Robinhood, and I don't even see. I could have bought that stock for 446. It dropped to 446 on Robinhood. If I had set my order right
That's
then,
weird
it
because
would
I
have
don't know.
purchased, but it's not on the chart.
It's not, because if you look at my E-Trade, the low of the stock was 482.
Previous close was 449. Yeah, see, and that's so like on Robinhood, sometimes I'll be watching the stock and just watching the Robinhood page, not the chart, but just watching like the main page on Robinhood. And I'll watch the price, and it fluctuates, and it'll catch little moves that charts don't catch. And if I have my limit order set, it'll buy for those prices. And I think it's
That is
crazy.
crazy.
Hey, Shar, I gotta say that was an amazing play. I played that like 5 times today.
Yeah, it was good. It was really a good
Yes,
one.
it
If I
was.
knew it was going to $8, I would have never sold.
I got in it. I stood in it but I was in it at like $5 and change, $7, and when it went up to 8, I was back. I was in it on that. Every
Yeah.
time I sold, it was up like over $1. I was like, "This is awesome." I'm
Yeah.
praying, but I did not load up drastically, but I got back in tonight at 6. I think my average is 619.
Well, it was my swing because
I
it's
know you said that.
oil's going to be on the news for a while because of everything that's happening. So I had this as a swing play, and I figured it wouldn't really do. I mean, I figured if we had a massive volume like we did today, it would definitely go crazy. But I didn't think it was going to happen today because I thought people
Okay.
wouldn't be trading because of all the war and stuff.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
and I knew that the average volume was like 700K. So I was like, oh, it'll be a good swing, like kind of like MAT was Mattel was like last week.
Yes.
You know, like Mattel, I called it at 24. It went to like almost $26 last week, but it took a week to do it, you know? So I was like, okay, whatever. And you know, I always like to have like some of these like little swing plays that no one knows about, and then it just collects money for you, you
Of
know,
course.
while
Well,
you're day
hopefully
trading. Like,
tomorrow. I'm
yeah,
hoping
while you're
tomorrow it runs a little bit pre-market.
yeah, and while you're day trading like the other hot plays that are running, you know.
Exactly.
So yeah, so I
Okay,
knew.
I'll turn off now.
No, you don't have to turn off. You don't have to turn off your mic. You can stay on.
All
But
right.
yeah, it went to like 480. It flushed to 480, and then it just shot right back up. And I just saw the massive volume coming in, and I was like, yeah. And then I knew it, and then it went to it shot that key level that Bentley talks about all the time. So I put my key levels in. 550, it broke that key level. It went 1, 2, 3, right? Remember, it goes 1, 2, 3, those 3 big candles.
Yeah.
Soon as it happened, it halted at like 5, I think it was like 575 or something.
Yeah.
And then it shot to like 630, 640. And then it halted again. And then it shot to like 787. What was it? 740. And I was like, oh my gosh, should I sell this? And then and then I knew the second halt will bring it down, but then it just swung right back around.
Yeah.
And shot it through the roof again and then it just kept going, and it was like on nonstop all day.
Yeah, that's what I said. So I got in at the end of the evening. I'm like, so hopefully I'll be up at 4 ready to sell if anything, but I think I'm in at 619, which isn't too bad. I think it's closed at like 640 something tonight.
Yeah, that's a good average.
Yeah.
The highest it's ever been is $9.
9, yeah.
So yeah, that was a good play. Very good play.
Yeah, very good play. I loved it. That's what I focused on all day today, actually.
Yeah, it was awesome. I mean, there was really nothing else going on.
No. So thanks, Shar, again.
You're welcome.
My mind's so occupied. I'm like not focusing 100%. So but I was like, this was an amazing day today for me. So hopefully tomorrow morning, this goes up a little bit.
And then NVAR had some good calls today too. IMPP was the penny play, and then the other one it kind of fell off, but it was really powerful in pre-market. GFAI or whatever that was a good one in pre-market, but then after the market opened, it just like died.
Yep.
So the things I've learned from Bentley is to not hold these things going into like, okay, I broke my rule. I obviously held INDO going into the open, but you're really not supposed to hold these plays. And like if you're playing stuff in pre-market and you're taking, make sure you take your gains, because when the market opens, you're not really sure what's going to happen.
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
And he also believes in not trading the first 5 minutes of the market open, which really helps me, because I used to jump into all these things, and now I'm like, nope, I'll just wait my 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
You know that thought, that wait 5 minutes was part of the reason I hesitated buying INDO. But I do agree with that rule. But it did kind of mess me up today. I was like, man, should have bought immediately, because it dropped the moment the market opened. I could have bought right then for the lowest price.
Yeah. So
And
I guess
then-
in those types
yeah.
of situations, watch the volume.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
follow your
And
instincts.
then and then put the key levels in.
Yeah.
And you can see the bounce, you'll see it. He didn't do any trading. He didn't really do any lives today because he had to go get his teeth pulled or something. He had surgery. So he just did his watch list, and then he bounced. So I was like, oh, I'm on my own today. But it was good.
That's a bit of a double bottom on that GFAI on the intraday.
Mm-hmm.
Broke the middle here. See, that could run.
I need to DD it, but there's a double bottom on NXTP that I've just been watching.
Oh, I love NXTP. That's
Yeah,
a good one.
Yeah, it's either gonna make a new 52-week low or it's gonna bounce.
Oh wow. It's just sad seeing all these stocks like so beat up.
It is. I just wish I could buy a bunch now and then fast forward and then sell them. It's a pain in the ass. That's the hardest part about trading for me, for my mentals, is the waiting game. That's why I'm a day trader through and through. I just can't properly day trade yet, but that's what I am. I don't like fucking waiting.
Yeah, you just need to secure your bags every day.
Mm-hmm.
That's what he believes in, Bentley.
Yeah.
He doesn't believe in holding anything overnight.
Yeah, since this year started, I don't want to hold anything overnight.
Yeah.
That's
that's
how
what
I feel.
you got to do to get your account over 25K.
It just sucks. Like, this week has started, and right now I have one day trade, and I won't get one back until I think I get one back tomorrow, and I'll get another one back on Friday. So then I can.
Did you talk to him about the broker that he uses?
Yeah, I found the broker, but it's first of all, it's located in. It's foreign, but. And that's how they get around the PDT rule, is because the people who trade there are not. We don't have any sort of U.S. law to protect our trades.
Got it.
And so it's like, all right. And then in order to use them, you also have to subscribe to their services. I don't know if it's always been like that, but they're pretty expensive. They're like $100-something plus a month from what I looked at, from like the minimum that you can get. So if you want to bypass the PDT, you can, but there are hurdles to jump through and safeties to waive. You know what I mean?
So BSS has a video of A Day, B Day. I'm going to send that to you. So it's where you could literally take your account and create it into 2 different accounts. And then you'll have, instead of having 3 day trades a week, you'll have 6.
It's more like 3 every 2 weeks.
Huh?
It's more like 3 every 2 weeks.
Oh, you have 3 every 2 weeks?
Well, that's how it is. Because, like, if I use one and I get that one trade back in 7 days, it's not like every Monday I get a refresh of my day trades. So if I use them all on Friday, I don't get them back till next Friday.
Okay, so here's the deal. If you open up 2, so you can open up as many accounts as you want, right?
I mean, yeah, I think so.
You could split your money up, right? So like you could open up another cash account or whatever. So you can do like 2 cash accounts. So that way you get, instead of 3 day trades a week or every 2 weeks, you get 6.
On Robinhood, if you open up a cash account, like an actual cash account where there's no margin, I believe there's no more PDT. But then you have to wait for every trade to clear. So if you make a trade, you have to wait, I'm assuming, 3 days for it to clear.
That's what I do on E-Trade. I just use sell cash.
Whereas on Robinhood with margin, I don't know how, mine wasn't always like this, but after a while, if I trade and then I sell that trade, it doesn't matter what it is, that cash settles immediately. So if I trade something and I sell it, I can withdraw that money. And
It's the dumbest rule ever. I
It's
don't know why they
crazy.
do this. How is this free and fair trading? Like, it's so dumb. And then like all those other places, like are like, you know, that take advantage of the New York Stock Exchange and the NASDAQ and stuff, like all these other countries, they don't have any of these rules.
Right.
Sure, I know
That-
what you're talking about though. With when I first started trading and I was on Robinhood, once I hit like I think it was like maybe $8,000, I transferred 4,000 out and I made another Robinhood account. So I was doing 6-day trades a week. That's exactly is that what you're trying to tell him he could do?
Yeah.
Correct.
Yes, I did the same exact thing. Yep.
That
That's
way
exactly
you're not
what I did.
limited and you can
Mhm.
split it up.
Yes, I did that. I was trading on one account, like one day, you know, so whatever. If I needed to day trade, I saw something good.
And the only reason I know this is because the only reason I know this is because BSS always talked about it, and I didn't know what the hell he was talking about because when I started trading, I just dumped $30,000 into a thing and I kept going, but like I didn't know it was like this, you know. So when people so when I would do these like pop-up newbie shows and stuff, people were like, well, you know, I have a small account. I'm like, what are they talking about? They can't, you know, I didn't know what that meant. And then I started researching it for them, you know, some of my followers, I started researching it. I was like, hey guys, you know, you guys can do this. And BSS has a YouTube video. It's actually in our school channel. And he talks about how you do it. And, you know, and that way you could even open up 3 accounts if you wanted to.
100%. And then once I finally got to 25,000 with both of the accounts, I transferred out and I didn't trade for a little bit. And I switched over to Webull. But that is definitely, once you get a certain amount, you could split it up and get 6-day trades a week.
Jen's a hustler.
Yes, I am. I started with $750. No kidding you. I'm not even joking you. I knew nothing about the markets.
$750.
$750. Very first stimulus check we got when COVID hit. I said to my husband, I've been studying something for about 3 months now. My brother's been talking a little bit about it. And I just went on YouTube. I was watching. I'm like, I'm taking $750 and I'm putting it in. I'm making a Robinhood. And do you want to hear something? I had everybody in my family doing Robinhood. I'm not even kidding you. I got Facebook. I got Disney. I was hitting the lottos every time I got a
really. You got
stock for
Facebook
free.
and Disney from Robinhood.
But wait. And I got Visa. I got 3 killers. Brought my account up to like $500, like within a 2 weeks time. Just thought, no.
Wow.
Yes, they were like, "That's you, Jen. Mrs. Lucky." I go buy a scratch off, and I win $100. Just the other day, I did. I bought a $5 scratch off. I won $100. My husband's like, "You are just too lucky."
All right, so you let me know what you're gonna play in the morning. All right.
Like a charm.
Yes.
Awesome.
$750. And you want to know what got me to this point? Honestly, Overstock. It was $10 when COVID started.
Overstock.
I loaded up on Overstock, and before you know, it was like $28, $25.
Yeah.
And then I sold, and that's how I built my account. $750 straight went right into Overstock at $10.
Yeah, Overstock was the play. And I remember when I was on Charles Payne's show, he was like, do you guys ever trade like, you know, like other stocks? We were like pennies, right? Me and Stan, that's what we traded was pennies, and like we didn't really do OTCs at the time, but we did penny stocks. Like we were known like for pennies and like you know small caps. So for us to go on mainstream media, we were bringing small caps on the map, you know, because like they don't have small caps on there. And we go on there and we're talking about UAVS, iBio, JCPenney. like,
It's so funny.
oh, I know that you guys trade all these stocks, but do you guys ever trade these other stocks? And we're like overstock.
That's so funny. Yeah.
Yeah,
Overstock. I'm telling you, it was $10 when I bought it. And then all of a sudden they did earnings and the earnings were, and then it just boom. Like I think I held it for like maybe 3 months and I'm like, oh my God, it's $16. Like I was like, oh, this is so
no,
exciting.
Overstock was one of the most outperformed stocks for 2020.
Yep, it was. And then another thing I did after I sold Overstock, I got in Carnival Cruise and it was going between 15 and 17 every day, every other day. So and at this point, I wasn't even day trading. I was just like, doing my thing. I'm buying $115. When it went up to 17, I sold. And then it always went right back down to 15. It was stood in 15 to 17 mark for like a year, like 6 months. And I just kept doing that nonstop. I was like, hey, I just made another 200, for a little account, from 750, I was now at maybe like $4,000, whatever. And that's what I played the Carnival Cruise for like a month or two, whatever it was. And I didn't start even day trading. For a year after, I just like, I didn't even really know nothing about it. I was just like buying stocks and holding, getting your calls off of Twitter. And, then I started, I looked at your followers to figure out who, and, found Zach Morris. Zach Morris actually made me decent money, I must say, though.
Yeah, he did. I mean, he made us all a lot of money. Naked. He took Naked from 7 cents to $3. AMC.
Yeah,
that was his call. That was his all day. He was like, "You guys, it's $2." Like AMC is $2 in December of 2020, and it was insane, right? SNDL. Oh my God, I made so much money off of SNDL.
Me too.
AMC.
That was one of my first calls I got in with him. SNDL and CEI made me quite a couple of thousand. I was so happy with that. Yep.
I feel like I was destined to find all of you guys because I bought AMC and Sundial without ever going on FinTwit. I was just like, I'm gonna start trading. And I like this. The AMC CEO says they're not going bankrupt and it's $4. All right, I'll buy some. Sundial, that's weed. Weed's legal here now. I'm gonna buy some of that. And all of a sudden, those are big Zach Morris calls and shit. I didn't even know that till right now.
Oh yeah, we were like, let me tell you, in 2020, FinTwit was live. It was fun. It's nothing like it was today. Like everyone got along. Like it was just fun because everyone was just trying to make it. I think Zach had like 10,000 followers, if that. And no one had like these types of followings, like with hundreds and thousands of people. Like it was very low key, and it was fun, And then you would have like these shows, like these live. Like Stan would do these live shows and everyone would join, and it would just be like, it was like we could tell like we were all addicted to trading stocks in 2020 because we were making money. It stopped making money. Like you would wake up literally at like 6:30, 7 o'clock, and you would go till 8 o'clock at night.
I followed Shaw because of the politics. I followed you because of the politics. And then I started seeing you. I'm like, my brother's talking to me. I'm like, this is interesting. Let me see. Let me look into it.
Yeah.
And that was it.
Yeah. I took like 4 months off of trading to focus on the America First agenda. They asked me to. And then the walk away movement, my story went viral. And Brandon was like, you would be great on Twitter. You already have a following. Can you just, let's start tweeting about, President Trump and your story. And so the America First agenda, and I was all into it. I was like, yeah, let's go. And then Kim came to me and was like, hey, can you help me with my campaign? And she was running for District 7 here in Baltimore.
I love Kim.
And then she put me in her political ad. And President Trump retweeted it, and it was just nuts. And then I was just meeting all these movers and shakers in the conservative movement, and it was a wonderful ride. And we were just so mad that we lost the election. And then after the election, we lost, and then we knew that they stole it. Like we were like, they stole it. So then it was like Stop the Steal campaign and everything else that came with it. So yeah, that was a fun time for me because I never did anything like that. I was never into politics and stuff, and I learned so much. So
oh yeah,
That
We're in
was
scary
fun.
times right now. That's all I know.
I know. Does anybody else have anything to say? You guys are
I know it.
really quiet today.
Yeah, give me some charts. It's like I'm gonna just pull up a chart.
No one wants to talk?
You know, all of you are more than welcome to talk.
Yeah. Are you guys just like hearing our sexy voices? Me and Stocks Only and
It's
yeah.
gotta be it. It's gotta be it. I mean, you know, I'm always down for some ideas. If anybody has any ideas for this terrible market in the morning, toss them out there.
I
If
think
not,
my idea,
get some ideas, damn it.
so I just think like just wake up, just take it easy, secure your bags, try to be at least 80% cash. And remember, sometimes the best trades are no trades at all. You don't have to trade every day. You can learn by just watching the news and seeing how the market moves. And if you paid any attention today, you could have seen how crazy and volatile the market was. SPY was up and down all day today. It was like literally crazy. So even like options trading or puts, it's very volatile because you don't know what's going to happen. You're like, oh yeah, we're going to war. It's going to be red. And the next thing you know, we're green and you just lost all your money.
Going to war, it's gonna be red. Putin signed a peace treaty. The troops are moving in.
Right.
We have no idea what's going on.
Yeah. And we have a president that's just dumb and doesn't know what he's doing. Sorry if you're a Democrat, but it's the truth. Like, I don't even think the Democrats like him right now. So it's just some really unprecedented times we're living in.
I don't have a political affiliation. I just like when action and fucking Biden sucks. He also touches kids, you guys. He's a pedo. Fucking elected him, man.
We knew this. Like I tweeted about all of that. The laptop from hell.
I was sharing videos of him rubbing up on kids in public.
The stuff with Ukraine.
Years ago.
They don't talk about none of that. People
all of a sudden, he's the president. I'm like, oh
people
man.
Think you're conspiracy theorists when you bring all that stuff up. So I don't bring it up anymore. But
all
I know
you gotta do is go to YouTube and type in "creepy Joe Biden." And you look, there you go. It's not a conspiracy. There's videos of him touching kids in public and the kids trying to get away and shit. It's weird. He's our president now. Congratulations.
My feeling is they're going after Trump and his family, and they're going to take this poor guy down. That's my feeling. And I'm so scared for our country. Where our inflation is just going up, up, up. And now with this war, it's even going to go, it's going to triple. Our gas is going to be like enormous.
No.
I've been following. I didn't even do politics, but I think I told you the whole story. But I got into politics and I studied Venezuela because Trump was always talking about socialism. I'm like, what the hell does that mean? Like, I know what it means, but what is that all about? So I just researched it. And we're like almost going in that direction, where they were number one oil exporter, and then the dictator came in play. They offered free stuff, raised everybody's taxes, inflation started. At this point, when this all happened, there was 6% and were in poverty in their whole country. They were like 82% right now. So like I'm paying so attention to the inflation, the gas, everything, only because my kid, I worry for my kids and grandchildren. These people in Venezuela never thought they were rich like us. They were living. It used to cost to go to Venezuela like it was to, go to Hawaii. The airline tickets, everybody wanted to go there. Well, now, look at what is going on. And I'm like, we are heading that way. These people are crazy, crazy. And Canada, you see this craziness?
Yeah. You never thought that would happen in Canada.
Can you imagine anybody who donated to Black Lives Matter and President Trump sees their bank accounts? Can you imagine? And this guy's doing it and liberals are cheering him on. I mean, it's like just disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. But anyway, let's get back to stocks. I'll stop talking.
Yeah, it's really sad what's going on. I know Andres Invest, he's from Canada and he was talking about it last night. It's just, I mean, they're arresting pastors.
It's insane. Yeah.
I'm not even sure like what's happening. It's just really it's really some scary times we're living in.
You guys do know though that our truckers, our truckers are heading to DC through a path going through all the states, and every state's truck is adjoining. So just to give everybody a heads up, whoever's listening, better start loading up like on toilet paper, water, any, because who knows what the heck's going to happen. And just don't donate, because I could see Biden doing exactly what this other guy did.
Hey, you guys want to learn a chart thing I learned last night?
Yeah.
Sure.
Tweezer tops and tweezer bottoms, like this. You see two long candles going down, and they're about the same length. It's called a tweezer bottom, and it's going to go up. If you see two long candles going up right next to each other, and they're about the same length, it's a tweezer top. It's going down.
Oh.
It's like see this right here.
Can you change your mouse to like a black mouse or something? Well, do it later, but I'm just saying for next time.
Yeah,
like make it like Bentley's mouse where it's like really huge.
I got a program I can do that with. And then right here you get a tweezer top, and then it goes down. So I've been looking at charts all day looking for tweezers to confirm that, and it's
so that's also
right.
like kind of like how you did the levels too.
Yeah.
That's how you set your levels. So I never knew that was called tweezer top, tweezer bottom, whatever. But what you just pointed out, yeah. So that would be the top right there. Is that above the WAP?
That's the.
Hold on, let me zoom into your charting.
Your voice got like muffled there for a minute, but it's better
now.
now.
Oh, sorry. Okay, can you hear me? I had my fingers on the speaker.
Yeah, so, this is the tweezer bottom, and this is the tweezer top. And the bottom, it goes up, and the top, it goes down.
Okay. Oh, shit. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
My phone's frozen.
Oh, shit.
Hold on.
I can hear you.
Okay. All right. Well, if you guys have nothing else to say, we're just going to pray for our country, and we're going to watch the last video. And thank you guys for spending your Tuesday night with us. And let's just hope for the best. And remember, 80% or so cash, very minimal swings, take your profits.
Here's my idea for the morning. We've all been watching Cavill, but look where it's at. It's either going to go down and break this, or it's going to go up and possibly break it. Watch it in the morning, see what it does.
What is this?
Cavill, KAVL.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I like that stock. It did good today too. I just couldn't play it. I couldn't do all that stuff today.
And then it tanked back down to 250.
Mm-hmm. What's like the bottom of that stock? Like 250, right? 250, 260?
Right now, yeah. I would say
okay.
It's 250, and then there's lower. You can get down to 230-ish, but that's according to this wedge. I don't think it'll drop under 250. I think it'll go up tomorrow and possibly break the top, just because I'm always bullish. But it might not. It'll probably smash down to the ground, so don't buy it.
All right.
I'm gonna play the video.
All right, cool.
Night, everybody.
Good night.
I gotta swap this. All right.
These 12 rules of becoming the best version of yourself. So here are a few of my favorites from my list. There's only one you, okay? Because there's no one like you. And I don't mean the superfluous, superficial parts. I'm talking about the core of you, who you are inside, your values, your beliefs, your flaws. And once you understand who really that person is, you would have taken the first step in finding your unique self. And that is the best version of you. Who am I really? Most often, we don't allow ourselves the ability to dream beyond our imagination. We don't allow ourselves to think about the future because we are afraid of change. We are afraid to move away from what is familiar. Either that, or sometimes, we are too rigid to let our dreams evolve. Loosen up. Shake it off a little bit. Change is the only constant thing in life, and you are never too old or never too experienced to learn something new. Believe that you have everything already as your Brahmastra in your will to be able to be and achieve your dreams. Rule number 2, be fearless. I know I wanted to become an aeronautical engineer. What am I today? I'm an actor, I'm a singer, I'm an author, I'm a producer, I'm an artist. How did I go from becoming an engineer to all of these things? I made choices. The choices that I wanted for myself. Let your dreams fly. Give them wings. Be who you want to be just by being fearless. Now, opportunities. That's another important part of being fearless. They're a very funny thing, these opportunities. They don't come very often. They come far and few in between. But when they do we recognize them? Our job is to recognize them and make the most of them. I look back on all the things that I've done and I marvel at the opportunities that came my way. Miss India, Miss World, when I was in Bareilly in army school, my first film offer, my first music single, the first film I actually produced. There was never a plan, ever. More like the universe sort of guiding me towards these opportunities. All I had to do was recognize them and make sure I worked so hard that I squeezed every drop out of these opportunities. This, ladies and gentlemen, is called drive. It's called ambition. So no matter where you are in life, rule number 3 is you have never arrived enough to explore new opportunities. And there's nothing wrong with being ambitious. Ladies, listen to me. For all of you guys who like everything in life, I don't think there's anything wrong with wanting to have the whole cake and eat it too. Nothing wrong. I want everything. Mujhe sab kuch chahiye. And there's nothing wrong with that. As long as you're not harming someone or doing something wrong, don't be scared to want more for yourself than you ever thought you could. I'll give you a small example. A few years ago,
Yeah, I'm gonna call it right now. I think I found the single biggest productivity hack of 2021. It's this Google Chrome extension called Speechify, and it literally does.
I was shooting a film called Dawn 2. You've heard of that, right? So it was chosen to be shown at the Berlin Film Festival, Berlinale, and my entire team was flying for the premiere, and it was a very exciting time. But at the same time, I was invited for the first time to attend the Grammy Awards in LA. So now when I was doing music, it was this big choice. Both the events were literally taking place one day apart in completely different time zones, Berlin and LA. My team and everyone around me told me, no, it can never happen. You have to choose what is your priority. And you know what I did? I made some insane connections. Mumbai to London, London to Berlin, Berlin to Amsterdam, Amsterdam to LA, LA to Mumbai in 3 days. And I made it happen. And that's not the only time I've done it. I've done it so many times, over and over again. Why? Because I don't want anyone to tell me I can't have everything. I want to dream of everything and I'll have everything. So rule number 4, be greedy. Be greedy for your ambitions. Be hungry for it. Don't live on someone else's benchmarks. We are told so many times in our life, nahi, लड़की को तो ये करना चाहिए या तुम लड़के हो सबसे बड़े, your responsibility is this is who you should be. Who can tell you who you should be? Don't let anyone or any situation dictate to you who you are and who you can be. I know it's very much easier said than done. I know that because I've done it. But fight for your dreams. Because no one else is going to fight for your dreams except you. I've turned down so many roles, opportunities because they did not fit into what I thought at that time was the right thing for me. So today my path is just my own. It belongs to no one. My failures, my successes, all of it, mine. My journey, all of it is mine. So rule number 5, do not compromise. Do not settle on your dreams. But the one thing that is as certain as night and day, ladies and gentlemen, is that you will fail. It's just how it is. And there is nothing that you can do to stop that. It's what you do after that will define where you go. When something I've invested in my heart and my soul, which I do with everything that I actually put my mind to, if that fails, I don't just wallow in self-pity. I roll myself in it. I roll around in it. I wrap myself in it, head to toe, self-pity, self-pity, self-pity. It's not a pretty sight. I can tell you that. My mother, who's sitting right here, has witnessed it many times. But then I get up, cry a little, dust myself off and dive straight back into life, because the only way to push failure aside is to move ahead. Not ignore it, analyze it and learn from it. Always remember, you will never truly enjoy success until you have tasted failure. And trust me when I tell you, it tastes like shit. It really does. So rule number 6, fail, fail, fail again, and then rise like a phoenix. Now, what is life without a little bit of a risk, right? No, I'm not an adrenaline junkie. I'm not telling you to go off roller coasters or anything. I've always believed that you have to take risks, calculated, educated risks, to evolve. Because if you've not truly explored the full extent of your possibilities, you'll always remain stagnant. People have written me off several times in my career. Sometimes they didn't agree with my choices. When I played a negative character in my film Aitraz, very early in my career, I was told I'll be a vamp and no one will cast me as a heroine. When I took on a female-centric film called Fashion, again very early on in my career, I was told that was not norm. When I signed a US TV show at the height of my film career in India, each time the risks were huge. The stakes were high and the repercussions could have been, to say not the least, career ending. But as of now, I can say that my risks and the gamble was worth it. You know why? Because I backed up those risks with my 100%. So rule number 7, be bold and take these risks. Now, friends, family, the people you work with, the people around us are our greatest influencers in your journey to success. So you have to choose very wisely. Rule number 8, surround yourself with the right people who do not stab you in the back. Now, who's into social media? Who's on social media? Raise your hands. Yeah, we like it. I like it. We can raise our hands. All right, it's almost everyone. Now keep your hands raised if you have ever been upset by like a bad comment that you may have read on a photograph or like on Facebook or when you've posted something. And sometimes, it's like, why do people have to be mean? Yeah, so there's a lot of you, right? Guys, please let me just tell you this. No matter what you do, someone will always be unhappy. Always. Especially in this age of social media, it's so easy for us to be confused between the voices that actually matter and the opinions of faceless people writing behind the anonymity of what the web offers. They don't matter. So rule number 9, you can never please everyone all the time. And the biggest favor that you will all do to yourselves will be to laugh at yourself, at situations. Find a moment to appreciate every single day this funny thing called life. And that's my most important rule number 10. Don't take yourself too seriously. We're not making rockets. Alright? Calm down, have fun, and just enjoy this beautiful journey that we've been put on. I do that. It's really not that hard, in my experience, to be kind, to be compassionate, to be human. You will never know someone else's full story, so don't be quick to judge. My mother, she taught me when I was very, very young that there is always someone who will be less fortunate than you. Always. So give back wherever you can. There's a huge reason I started my foundation. I lend my voice to UNICEF, Girl Up, and causes that I'm associated with, because we have one world and it's ours. And we need to heal it, and that starts with us. So that is my rule number 11. Give back. And finally, the most important one. Always remember where you came from. It's truly what defines you. So I'm a proud Indian, an army ki beti, daughter of 2 doctors with a middle-class upbringing and ginormous families, who I love on both sides. We've seen good times, we've seen bad times, we've seen hardships, we've seen pain, laughter, sadness, but that is what has made me who I am. And I wear that with pride every day and everywhere that I go. So last and definitely not the least, rule number 12, don't ever forget your roots and where you came from. I read this somewhere and kind of stuck with me, and I hope it'll stick with you. Life's journey is not to arrive at your graveside safely in a well-preserved body, but rather to skid in sideways, completely worn out, and say, holy shit, that was a ride. That is how I want to go.
Good night, everybody. Thanks for coming.
Bye.